Hello all. Before we begin the video, let's discuss CloudFoundation. CloudFoundation is the premier online training platform to help individuals and organizations gain knowledge and skills in the ever-growing cloud computing industry.
I think the application onboarding is done, so we can start the new chapter called entitlement and roles. It's all related to access permission, access management. Okay. Okay, I think one item is pending from my end, that application onboarding questionnaire session, right? Let's say you got a requirement to onboard an application, but what kind of technical question we should ask? We should gather the required data from application team. So let's talk about that quickly. I hope you guys got a overall idea what kind of question we should ask. Can any one of you let us know? So what kind of technical question, or else what other data will be required from application team? What kind of data? Anyone?
We need to check the connector detail from the application. Okay. We need to get what kind of file they want to onboard. Is it a delimited file or a database file?
Exactly. So technically we should ask them about the source data.
Source data.
Where is all of your data has been stored, whether it's been database or any cloud-based, or are you storing all of your data in the spreadsheet? And always remember, spreadsheet format should be CSV only, because Sailpoint doesn't support other type of Excel. So it supports only comma separated value extension. Yeah. And any other question?
Is there any data to be merged? Any multi-value data?
Okay. Yeah, on a high level, we should ask. But so let's start from scratch. First, you should ask what is the application name, who will be the application owner, who will be the IT custodian. Okay. Since when we are going to onboard an application, we may face a lot of
IT custodian for the application.
So a different type of application, who will provide the application support. Okay. Who will provide IT support. So we should ask them. Maybe they don't have IT custodian. So in one of the project, they have a term called IT custodian. So I don't have a clear idea. So technically, application owner or application support person, we should ask them, because when we are going to onboard an application, we may face a lot of difficulties. Okay. We may, the password didn't work, or Sailpoint is not able to communicate with the target source, or they provide the incorrect details of the target source. It may be anything. So definitely we should ask, we should be prepared. Whom should we reach? So try to get application owner, IT custodian, or whoever is going to provide support for this application. Okay. And apart from that, you can ask who will be the application owner, application name. And apart from that, you can ask, so please provide a brief description of the application and the type of user using this application. Got it?
Okay.
So contractor may be using this application, temporary people may be using this application, employees, IT people, HR people, finance people. Okay. And once you get a brief description, you have to update the same in the application description tab. We have a tab while onboarding an application. You have to update over there. Okay, apart from that,
but when we are onboarding, we didn't give anything, right?
No, we didn't give means we are not going to decide. We are not going to feed any data on our own. Whatever data we are going to get it from application team, the same data we have to feed at the right place. Okay.
No, like where to give, I'm asking, like when we are onboarding the application, we didn't know where we have, like, is there any separate place we need to add?
Someone is asking about where to feed, right?
Oh, okay, I see that now. Description, we have a text box. Okay.
Exactly. So you have to provide the description. So what is the application type based on the source data? You can decide. So application name, application owner. Okay. You can ask whether this is an authoritative application or not. Most of the time we won't ask, since if it is an initialized project, definitely we should ask. So once it
Okay.
says the project has been established, no need to ask, because we are not going to have multiple authoritative applications. Okay. So apart from that, we can ask, are there any technical interfaces like APIs and all? Okay. So if there is no technical interfaces, so that we can ask how to extract in the generic file format. So anyhow, it comes under aggregation. The moment you choose the connector, the aggregation will be decided automatically. No worries. So apart from that, the very important question, which attribute or what attribute is currently you guys are having, which should be unique so that we can identify each account. Okay. Example, username could be one of the unique attribute, global user ID, or maybe when it comes to Active Directory application, it will be distinguished name. Okay. So once you get the unique attribute value, so we have to set this identity attribute value. The unique attribute value means this one. Let me highlight. Yeah. So I'm talking about this identity attribute. Guys, it depends where you are going to work. Okay. If it is a if it is a small application which are going to onboard, this identity attribute itself enough to correlate. If you are going to onboard an application where the source data is a larger number of users are using that application, in that scenario, definitely this correlation tab and these rules will be helpful.
Can you explain about that instance attribute? You talked about display attribute. What is that instance attribute?
It's been a while. I don't remember exactly.
Okay.
Okay. We won't use this instance attribute. So I don't remember. Okay. So apart from that, this one is very important and you can ask them. So which attribute is going to correlate? Unique attribute, correlation attribute, you can ask them. Okay. If they want to declare any attribute for entitlements kind of thing, which means I'm referring this page. The moment we are going to discover any attribute. Okay. Let me open the existing application. Why we are paying more attention on application onboarding? Because I would say in Sailpoint, you have 4-5 categories. Yeah. So one will be application onboarding, 2, certification, which means governance and compliance, 3, that lifecycle events called joiner, mover, leaver, rehire, all kind of events. 4th, automated provisioning, birth rate provisioning. Okay. These are the major area where you have to learn a lot, because most of the question will comes from these chapters only in interviews.
Okay.
Okay. So here you can detect all the attributes from the target application. That's very simple, but you have to ask them which attribute is going to act as a correlation attribute, which attribute is going to act as an entitlement attribute. Okay. So based on their requirement, we have to choose this. Okay. If they want us to declare this attribute as a display attribute, we have to check this. Sometimes they won't provide. In that scenario, we have to ask them. That's it. Okay. And apart from that, already I told how many user accounts this application contains, how many people are, what different type of users are using this application. Along with that, you should ask them what different type of account exists in the application, or what different type of account exists in the target system. Maybe so far we talked about only user accounts, correct? So the application may contain system account, how to identify that disabled user. Once the once the user is not using that application, so those accounts will consider as a, let's say, disabled user. The account is disabled state. So how to identify? That's very important. Okay. When it comes to system accounts, it may be service account, it may be chat mailbox account, whatever it may be. So how to identify that? We should ask them. Apart from that, who is going to take care of the password change, password reset? Do you want us to implement password policy? Okay. And we can ask them what is the current password process they are following, how could it be improved? These kind of questions we can ask, because we have to define the password policy. That's the major goal. Apart from that, we should ask them about the provisioning. Correct? So what is that?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
go
I
ahead.
have a question. So usually the password policy, like in our organization, we used to log in with our SSO, like whatever Windows password we have, we use that to log into the applications what we have access. So is that the one you're talking, or
No,
maybe some organization have separate password policy for the application login?
exactly. I'm talking about the separate password policy.
Okay,
Let's
okay.
say the application itself is saying, yeah, it's a main application. It's already tied up with the, sorry, this is our application. It's already tied up with the main application. So we can follow the SSO model. In that scenario, yeah, definitely we can implement SSO for this application,
Okay.
whatever application.
And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.